Right, what I'm going to do today is, I keep on getting asked from trout anglers on reservoirs that they want to try and fish for pike. Because the last few years I've started fishing a lot of reservoirs, mainly because they're easier than Highland lochs to fish. There's more, don't know if there's any more pike in them, but they seem to be easier to find. These fish grow big. Got about 30 plus pounders on some reservoirs, so. But mainly you're getting, the ones that I fish, you're getting big jacks, mid to high teens, but you don't need a big fly. And casting these flies is a different style as well. So to start out, you don't want a big fly. Today, I'm going to show you the tie. This is a generic bait fish pattern. These are quick, they're simple to tie, they're lightweight. This one's 6-7 inch long. You can tie them in loads of different colours. This is tied mainly using bucktail and Gliss and glint. Gliss and glint is a Deer Creek product, synthetic. It sheds water fast. You don't need a lot of it. It comes in every different colour you can imagine. And it makes awesome looking flies. So if you're converting from trout to pike, it's a nice size fly to start with. Big pike takes small flies. So it's just a couple of different style tying techniques, and you don't need much material. To be honest, a bucktail, I use a lot of white bucktails. I'll go through 100 of these a year. But really, if you're the white, you're an orange, an olive, black, you'd be pretty much covered for most pike flies. So, big thing about the pike fly is the hook. These are partridge hooks and they're barbless. When you're starting out pike fishing, or even when you're not, you're starting out, you've been doing it a few years, I personally like barbless. Mainly because a small jack, 2-3 pounds, will inhale these 7-6 inch pike flies, and they're very hard to come out. If a barbless, you've got a fighting chance, and if you're inexperienced with pike, I would suggest to go out with an experienced angler, and they'll show you the ropes, because just because it's a small fish, it still has sharp teeth, and it's even got sharp gill rakers, and they will hurt you. So, and you can damage the fish. Even though these pike eat fish and they're very ferocious or vicious, you can damage them very easily. They're very delicate fish. So it pays to go out with someone who's experienced. But to get you started with this fly, what I've got is, this is a 2-0. It's a nice size, not too heavy wire, and you won't get too big a fly on it. I've started my thread at the back of the hook, because I'm not going to use the whole hook shank, I'm just using a bit of it. I'm using big fly thread, it's a uni thread, and I'm going to start off with a bit of white bucktail. Catch it in, I don't want this to flare. Same length as the hook, on it goes. Just when you tie in, bring your thread forward as you're winding. So get that tidied up, get it in. This is going to act as a frame to stop your synthetic fibres wrapping round your fly, wrapping around the hook. So when you're taking your Gliss and glint, you don't need a lot. Less is more. And when you take it, taper it either way, in your fingers. So when you tie it in, you don't have any trimming. If you do all the work in your hands, when you get it in your fly, it looks far superior than the trimmed one. So just get your stuff, get it nice and neat, nice taper. You're going to tie it in 1/3 out the back, 2/3 forward. So get your thread in, wrapping forward again. That's you got a knife taper ready. And then fold this over the back. And that will dictate the length of your fly. Okay? There's your tail end, and it's nice tapered. We've probably got a 7 inch fly here, once it's finished. Get the odd straggly bit off. So a bit of super glue, and then bring your thread back to the start, or back to the edge of your gusset gun. So we're going to go for another bit of bucktail. Just not too much, just enough. Get rid of the straggly odd balls. Get all the loose stuff out the bottom. And what I'm wanting to do is, I'm wanting to tie this in the same length as the first bunch, but I'm going to roll this round the hook. Easy way to do that, thumb and forefinger, 45 degrees of the hook. Bring your thread up and just roll it round with your thread. And then let go with your left hand. Right. And catch it all down nicely. And that leaves your synthetic encased in a cage, and it can't come by the bucktail to tail wrap. If I get a tail wrapping fly, it's out. I can't stand it. If the flies are tied right, they shouldn't tail wrap. So tidy up your fly and whip finish. Whip finish there, because that's your rear half of the fly. These flies are tied in two part, so you don't need to. We're not using the whole hook shank because there's no need to. Get that a decent coating of varnish. It's a bit of durability. This varnish is just actually Rimmel 60 seconds. It's a nice watery varnish. It soaks right in. So, right, bring your thread, there, super glue to the front. Get a little dab on. Get your thread on, right at the eye, and bring it back, I would say 6 or 7 mil. Okay. And then again, we're going to bucktail. This bucktail, take it from the base of your bucktail, because it's a lot more hollow. It's like a bigger diameter stalk on it, because you're wanting to flare this stuff. So this time, I'm going to tie this in. I'm going to reverse tie this. So tie in forward, roll it around your hook, and pull it tight. Let it flare, and trim your stalks off. People do leave these on, but I personally like them off, because at the end of the day, the trick with pike flies, because they're big, you want as little material on as possible. Super glue, it just helps. If you're casting big flies all day, it's hard work if the fly is too heavy. So tidy all your tag ends up, and then fold everything back. And bring your thread in front of the bucktail. And what you're doing here is you're making a taper or a wedge or a dam against your bucktail to hold it back. You don't want to tie over it. You're wanting that flare to hold your synthetics out to keep the shape of your bait fish. So rotate your fly and take another bit of Gliss and glint. At this time, after you've tapered it in your fingers, just make sure you're nice and tapered. We want to fold it over in half and cut it. So make sure your ends are nice and square. Okay. Make sure you're nice and neat. And we're going to tie this in forward. Okay. We're going to tie it in so it's right on the bottom of the hook, hard against the eye. Okay. And the top, we're going to use some chartreuse. a wee bit more, probably double on the top that you did in the bottom. Still not a lot. Get this nice and tapered, all the loose bits out, roll it about in your fingers, get it nice and neat, and then double this as well. Okay, and cut it. So what this is going to do, when you get this in, you comb through it if you're not happy with it. That'll square up. Twist it, roll it. When you want this on, you want this to be back at least 3/4 of the way back your fly. And that will make a nice taper between the white and the chartreuse. Right, so once you've got your length you want, trim it. And then we're going to tie this in forward as well. A couple of wraps, make sure you're right, check it, roll it around a wee bit, and then catch it in, working your way backwards. And that's you in just now. So now, what I want to put in is a couple of grizzle hackles, just short ones, not too long. Just pick a couple. This is I think it's a chevron hackles. It's a grade 2. It's not a dry fly cape. It's quite webby. So little hackle, and I want, when I'm tying these in, I don't strip any of the stock off. I want to keep it the way it is for ease in tying. If you strip it to the stock, it's a nightmare to keep it straight. So line it along the side of your hook, put your thumb against it, and then catch over, and then fold the stock back. So you're not only doubling it to catch it in, when you trim it, all the little ends all fold back the way, so they're not going to be in the way at the front, they're not facing forward. So same again with this bit in, come over the top a couple of times, fold it back. That's you. That's 4 wraps, that's more than enough. And I don't even trim the tagging and the feathers right down. I'll leave a couple of mil sticking out. So once you're happy with them sitting right, I'm going to put a bit of flash in. This stuff is Magnum Flash Boo from Headrun. 3 or 4 strands, fold it over, and cut it. And then what we're going to do with this, the same, just taper it a wee bit, just makes everything, doesn't look too made. I'm going to tie this in 60-40, it's maybe 65-35, right on top. And then these ends, all you do, if you can untangle them, fold them back. There's one straight, there we go. Fold them back over the top, and that is your flash in. So now just whip finish. Whip finish, 3 or 4 turns. And then a bit of varnish. I like a lot of varnish, I'm doing it, so it really does soak in. Then split your wing at the front and split the white, fold it back either side of the hook, and then fold the chartreuse right back. Okay. If you've come too far forward, or as I have, just push it back a wee bit. You don't need this, but this is Pat Cone tool, Fugly Packer, awesome bit of kit, use it for all material stuff, comes in handy for other stuff. So there we go. sort out the device we were. Right, at the front, we're good for that. So I put a wee bit of diamond flex from Deer Creek on it, a wee bit of UV, and it just finishes it off, seals the top, front, stops it from moving, folds it back. Don't need a lot, just a wee bit. Is that, if you can find UV torch. That's it. Okay, so now we've got a fly which is tapered naturally, just on top, white in the bottom, and I personally bar my flies, I think it looks awesome. So just tab it on. If you've got a perch in the water, it kind of breaks it up a wee bit, more perchy. Yeah. So that's it. Mark. Going to go for a wee bit of red on the other side. These are just waterproof markers. Let's colour it in a wee bit. Yeah. All these are just pro markers. You can buy a set, or you can do what I did, and I went to a craft store and you can buy them individually. I pretty much only use the black, the red, I've got olives, a grey, a blue, pretty much most of the time, so you don't have to buy the whole set. Now for eyes, I like an oversized eye on mine. These are doing about 10mm, but the Deer Creek Gator eyes, they're doing some awesome colours. These ones are gold, if you can see them. Got a bit of flash to them, they're smart, and they're very well made. Don't seem to get damaged, but because you've spent a bit of time trying to fly, putting good eyes on it, it just finishes it off. It's confidence in yourself as well. These eyes have got a point in the pupil of them, so I like the point going forward. So I'm going to position them to sit that way. But what the glue I'm using is this. It's Loctite. It's gel. I haven't lost an eye yet, so they seem to be doing well. Got some flies with 30 odd fish on them, and they're still going alright. So what I do is I stick my two eyes on my hand and get me the packet, and I turn my fly so it's sitting 90 degrees to the tie-in angle. I pick an eye off my hand. What I do is I curve it, I bend it in my hand, in my fingers. And it makes a little trough for the glue, and I put loads on. All you do is quickly turn it over and stick it on. I don't push too hard. I like to keep my head to be the same shape as when I finish tying it. So you put a lot of glue in, it will soak right down through the material and really take a good hud. These flies are fish. I tie them every different colour, and they work. When I take people out pike fishing the first time, I always have them using these, and they work. So there you go. That is a simple little pike pattern. You can tie them all different colours. That's probably the maximum length to tie them. To be honest, these, you don't need a big fly for pike. These are an easy target, an easy food source for them. Especially fish them slow, bit of twitchy retrieve, you will get fish. Right, thanks for watching. See you later.